If you have a lot of experience, can I just walk in and take the exams without any books or courses?
Great question. And I hear that from time to time. These exams and getting licensed is not easy, but there is more simplistic standardization to it now. Most states have great systems in place, and the examination sites are consistently updating their bulletins for what's needed and what's required. So yeah, every once in a while, I'll talk with a gentleman who's got 30, 40 years of experience, and that's awesome. I do believe that will benefit you on exam day. However, a lot of these exams nowadays have been formulated in an open book format. So you're allowed to bring your books in, which can be beneficial, but they're all timed as well. So the main reason a guy doesn't pass this exam is because he runs out of time. The main reason he would run out of time because he's either not familiar with the questions or he or she are not familiar with the books. And so every once in a while we have, I mean, there's probably guys and girls on this call that are phenomenal at what they do. And so they want to rush in and take this exam. It's going to cost you money every time you take the exam. And I know sometimes you don't want to invest the time required to properly study because you've been doing this forever. But I cannot tell you how many times you're going to see questions on the exam that you'll have 30, 40 years of experience. And you see the question, you go, I've never dealt with this, would never need to deal with this. This is an irrelevant question. There'll be numerous times where you see questions that they give you 4 possible answers, but you look at it and go, I wouldn't do it any of these 4 ways. I'd do it my own way. The challenge with these exams is it doesn't matter. There's no option to communicate that or argue a question. It's kind of just blowing hot air and wasting your time. And so I have seen a few guys that maybe struggle with the humility of like, let me just knock this out and do what's needed, even if you disagree with it, that end up exhausting themselves and frustrating themselves because they want to disagree with the question. Well, we don't make the questions. The guys who make the questions and the examination sites that put that together are typically not people who are currently in the field doing what you're doing. And so a lot of times these books are simply find the answer in the book before you run out of time. And if the book says the sky is green, cool, the sky is green. It's kind of this hoop you got to jump through that may or may not correlate to what you do hands-on on a day-to-day basis. However, as Hugo was mentioning, that the day you get licensed is leading to your happiness because you're going to have a lot of freedom that comes with that in order to do more with your business and create more cash flow. So that discipline leads to the freedom. And typically it's just a few months if you're prioritizing and really disciplining yourself to get familiar with these books. A lot of the times they allow you to bring the books in, they allow them to be highlighted and tabbed. You want to look into that. And obviously I'm able to help people in every different area with that, but you want to be able to look into that so you know exactly what is expected on exam day and go through plenty of practice questions, plenty of practice exams. Because you'll be surprised. I talk to guys frequently who call me and say, I've got 42 years of experience and I failed this exam 3 times. It's ridiculous. And they took the 3 times of taking the exam, which was months that went by. And a lot of times they didn't want to read the books or didn't want to study. And now it's actually costing them more time, which is then costing them more money, which not only in their own business to create the cash flow to have other people doing the work, is now essentially costing them more time. So it can be a very short investment of your time in order to produce that result that whether you like it or don't like it, just knock it out to go make your money and really build your business. So short answer, yes, there's no restriction to going into the examination site. They don't care if you bring in books or not. They don't care if you studied or not. They're charging you to take the exam. Do I recommend it? No, I highly recommend that you get the books, the right editions. And if they're able to be highlighted and tabbed, you get them highlighted and tabbed. Now, sometimes you can get those books online and they're not highlighted and tabbed. That's going to take you a couple of weeks of highlight and tab it yourself. One of the services we offer is we highlight and tab the books. So when they're delivered to our students, they're already exam day ready, which again, saves you a bunch of time, which ultimately saves you money and saves you time. So,
if I may add something, JD, the test designers are not looking for your answers, meaning the answers of the test taker. No, they're looking for their answers. They want a specific answer, and that's what they're looking for. You better have the answer. There's also something very important. They want to make sure that you spent some time reading something, learning about the trade. If you just go there with your answers, like JD says, and I'm going to be a little bit stronger on that, I will put it in writing for you that you are going to fail. That's just the way it is. Remember, it's their answers that count, not your answers, And we at Upstryve, have had enough experience to know what types of answers they're looking for. We don't have the answers to every test. We don't. But we can pretty much get close to them. Okay, so remember that.